What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tony Cuts, and I am back with a new tutorial. It's been a little bit because we were at the CT Barber Expo and I had all that content to edit, create, and get out to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed our little 3-episode series from that. But it's time to get back to work, time to get back to these tutorials. I got a good one for y'all today. My boy Keneal came in rough. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and press the notification bell for me, please. Join the family and keep up with all the content coming soon. Today, I'm doing a 1 with the grain all the way around the head. That's where I'm starting this haircut with. These are my Babyliss custom clippers. And I got the 1 guard on there, just following the grain all the way through the shape up, starting from the back at the recession point and just guiding my clippers with my teeth of the clippers going into the hair. I'm not laying this perfectly flat so it's missing hair. I'm making sure it's catching all the hair and I'm getting it all nice and smooth, nice and even, all the way through to the shape up. And then I'm debulking the hairline and behind the ears. You want to make sure that behind the ears is nice and debulked, so I'll even open my guard up with the same guard, 1 guard, and I will go against the grain around the ear. But at first, I would highly recommend you graze the hair going around the ear, especially if you don't know the client's hair perfectly yet. Make sure you're very cautious around the ears, because with this haircut, we're emphasizing them shape up lines around the ear and the front hairline because it's a high taper. We aren't going to have any C-cups. So after you lay all the hair down, everything smooth to a 1 with the grain. Remember, there's a difference between with the grain and against the grain. So in this cut, I'm going with the grain, and then I'm starting my first guideline. I'm setting this in with my Andis T outliners, my cordless Andis T outliners, and I'm setting this in almost like a little hill on the back of his neck. And on the sides, I'm setting in the skin lines, starting right at the top of the ear where it meets the side of his head, and I'm following that over, taking the C-cup away, and just skinning it out all the way up to the point where his sidebar would meet the C-cup. And I'm going right into the side now, setting in that half section, making sure that when I set these sections in, I'm doing them about a finger to a finger and a half wide, because it's a very stretched fade. I want my sections nice and wide. As you can see now, I got on the sides, same thing. I got my 2 lines to fade out. Got the 1 guard in my hand the entire cut, because no matter what clipper I'm using, Wall or Babyliss, the 1 guard fits on it. So that top line, I normally tend to attack the top line going into the foundation first. I got my 1 guard on there, and after I close it, flick it out a little bit with some smaller, shorter flicks, I'll then open it all the way up and exaggerate the flick to really blend that in. You want to really graze the hair going into the sides. Once that first line's gone up top, I'm just fading that second line into the skin. I got my walls now, my Wall 100th anniversary. You could have a Wall Senior, a Wall Magic Clip. This is basically like a Wall Magic Clip. And I'm fading my half section down into the skin. Or as always, I start with an open, flick into that half section to lighten it up, and then I slowly notch it down as I work my way down to the skin line. Now I'm around the back of the neck, getting this bottom line going into the skin gone, and around on the back of the neck, I split the head into 2. I split it into 2 because when I'm fading, I want to be focused on what I'm cutting. If I'm cutting in the left side of the left side of this entire zone, how am I going to see the right? You got to split these zones up when they're that wide. So now I'm on the third and final zone of the head. As you see, I'm moving through this fade very fast because his hair is spacey, but it's dark and full enough to get a nice gradient to where you can really see the darkness of his hair still with the one guard. The one guard with the grain is leaving his hair nice and full and dark. Now I'm just, as you can see, I'm just same process. I faded the top line with the one guard, flicking into the foundation, and you can see there's still a line there. His hair is kind of growing in a weird direction that goes and curves behind the ear. So I got my half guard on there now, and I'm just really being cautious here because I want this fade to look nice and even with the other side as well. Now I'm just cleaning up the top with my one guard back on there, making sure everything is smooth. Like I said, I worked my way all the way to this point where all three zones are faded, and now I work my way back. I add detail in all the fades, and then I work my way back to now having the one guard and just laying everything down, making sure it's even. I then sprayed his hair with alcohol and wiped his shape up line all the way around the shape up line with alcohol, and used my blow dryer to brush his hair down in the direction it grows. And then I used my big scissors to just trim some flyaways around his shape up. Remember, you want the shape up to be nice and clean, laid down as flat as possible so you can get a nice crispy line. My client came in with his hair already washed and already prepped for me, so his skin was clean. The alcohol was just to really lay the hair down and clean any grease that may have accumulated from the time he showered and washed his hair. You know, we have natural oils that come out of our skin, and the more oily your skin, the less crispy these lineups are going to be. So either get in the habit of washing your client's hair, or get them in the habit of coming with their hair washed. Now I got my lineup nice and sharp. I started in the middle and worked my way over to my corners, and then I just tap in my sidebar. His shape up is basically there already because, you know, I lined him up last time and I could see my lines. Doing the beard, just shaping up that beard line and just tightening up every line. I'm using my Babyliss clippers right now. I'm switching up clippers. I use whatever's comfortable in my hand at the time. Sometimes a clipper might die. I might switch up. Like right now, I'm using my Andis T outliners. I'm using the T outliners to shape up around the ear, and I'm just following that natural line right around the ear, keeping all my lines very natural. I'm going to use enhancements on this cut. So for this entire shape up, I'm making sure I set the line in there, but I'm doing it very naturally. I'm setting in my lines very naturally, and then I'm tightening up my fade before I put in my enhancements. I'm a very big believer in making sure the entire haircut is complete, organic, and sharp before you put in your enhancements. Even when you're using enhancements, the haircut should be sharp naturally. Then you can put in the enhancements. However you apply your enhancements, whether it's a spray gun like this, or if you're using the old-fashioned brush with the Beijing, however you do it, apply your enhancements nice and natural. Make sure you set them in right with a card. If you're spraying, make sure you get them corners sharp. Set it in nice with the razor, but don't push your client back. Do not push your client back setting in these enhancements, and make sure you know what you're doing when adding these enhancements. I personally go extremely light with the enhancements at first. I make sure I set the enhancements in there properly though. I go light, but I make sure I spray what I need to spray in there first try, set it in there with the razor, and if I need to come back and darken anything up, you'll see I come back and darken it up. But I'm not overkill with it. This client doesn't really care for the enhancements. He just let me do it for the video. I knew I was shooting a YouTube video, so he let me do it. But he's not really crazy about the enhancements, so I'm not making this hairline so dark that it looks like he has no space between the grains of his hair, because he naturally has space between the grains of his hair. You don't want to take a client who has naturally spacey grains and just try to fill it with paint. So this is the finished product. As you can see, hairline is super straight, super symmetrical, natural though, light enhancements, high skin taper. I really hope this video is helpful. Let me know if you guys want more detailed videos. What detail do you want more of? Do you want to learn more of stuff like this where I'm taking flyaways off with my clipper, freehanding them? Do you want more detail on how I get these fades blurry, how I split the grains up? What do you want more videos on? What do you want more tutorials on? I am here for yous. Anyone who's watching, anyone who wants to learn how to cut hair, I am here for you. I am just getting started, and like I said, comment below, get active in the comment section. I want to know what you guys want to learn. Nice clean cuts only this year. As you can see, I'm just adding more detail, cleaning up that fade. As I'm recording this video, I'm looking through the camera and taking an extra step back, taking a view of what the person watching my video is going to see, and I'm making sure I'm fixing anything that I missed. That wraps this cut up. Hit that subscribe button and catch me on the next video. Peace.